Hello guys, today I am reviewing the new KOSAS Revealer Foundation. If I can't talk, it's too early, I just got up. So basically on day one I didn't do the application. I didn't film the application just because I didn't have time. I was in a rush, so that's kind of missing, but I did check-in on day one, and then I filmed the brush application in the same, basically for what it should have been day one. I filmed it yesterday on day 4, so apologies about that. Hope it's not too confusing. Well, I'm not going through all the claims, details, all that stuff, because it just takes too long already. It's a long video. I'm sure you don't, if you are interested in the foundation, you can just go on the KOSAS website, or I think Sephora might sell this foundation. I hope you enjoy the video as well. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, so this is the end of day 1 of this KOSAS foundation wear test. So it's been more than 10 hours of wear. I did powder the foundation today. Well, like I always do, I do powder all foundation. I didn't wear any skincare, so it's just my foundation really, because I just wanted to see, what it does without anything underneath. So I didn't even moisturize, nothing. I know it's crazy, but yeah, it's just the foundation on its own. And yeah, so it's this is how it's looking like. It's rubbed off a bit on my nose. It did transfer on my mask slightly. So as you can see, kind of collected a bit in the biggest or deepest line that I've got here. But all foundations tend to do that, and kind of it's a bit dry looking around my mouth. Now I'm a bit oily, but I don't need to blot my face. I didn't blot my face at all with this foundation. Probably I would have needed to do that if I didn't powder the foundation, because it's quite luminous. It's not dewy, it's not too dewy, but to the point that looks greasy. But it is, I need to powder it down. I need to powder all foundations unless they are more of a matte finish, but this is not, at least not on me. But yeah, it's a bit worn off, but it's kind of, I did use it as a concealer under and over my eyelids as well, and under my eyes, but yeah, it looks a bit dry, and it looks like is accentuating my pores a bit. Around here it does look like, and here I've lost quite a bit of coverage. As you can see, it kind of looks makeup-y now and worn off. I know it's been more than 10 hours, about just after 10 hours now. So it's not, it's not bad considering. But yeah, I'll try again tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll just wear my usual moisturizer, and maybe I'll do, I got primer actually. I know I don't usually wear primers, but I was curious to try the Hey Gorgeous, what's it called, face primer, just face primer. Hello everyone, so I'm filming the second day of KOSAS foundation, which I've got in shade 130. I think is light neutral with warm undertones. So yesterday I didn't film because I just was in a hurry, and then I didn't use anything on my face. Today I'm wearing the Vita Rich Cream Moisturizer by Fit Glow Beauty all over my face, and then on this side of the face I've got the Hey Gorgeous face primer. only on this half on the left side of my face. So the left side where I've got the primer with my brush, which is just a, you know, flat kabuki brush by Hakuro. Hakuro, yes. So as you see, I've got a lot of redness on my cheeks and quite a few sunspots. You know, the brown stuff that you see there are kind of sunspots. So I'm just gonna put the foundation. And again, I'm filming with my iPhone, so I can't really see much, but I'm gonna use it around my eyes as well as a kind of concealer, because I've got a lot of discoloration on my eyelids. It's hard to kind of see, like do the blending on my iPhone and not on the mirror, because I usually, when I do my makeup, I use a mirror, not my phone, but so as you can see, I get a light medium coverage with the brush. A bit of the redness is being covered, as you can see. I've got natural light here, so I've got, you know, all these redness sunspots here where I've got no makeup yet, no foundation. And this is the side where I've put the foundation just now. So now on this side, on the right side of my face, I'll use the Eco Tools biodegradable sponge that I just got. So I'm just gonna put, you know, the foundation directly on the sponge, as you can see. So that gives you an idea of the texture and the color. I think the color is a good match for now. I mean, for winter, not for summer. So as you can see, this is kind of how the color looks. It has a slight yellow undertone, but I would say for the most part is neutral. So it's the first time I'm using this sponge, but it has absorbed a little bit of foundation, as you can see, these stains. This is my first biodegradable sponge, but anything, you know, I can do to help the environment where I live and where every one of us live, you know, I think is important. So it's important to use safe ingredients on outside and inside of our bodies, and it's important to, you know, kind of reduce the carbon footprint as much as possible. So it kind of looks makeup-y around here and around my mouth as well, especially here where I've got more aging, and also might be because of the primer. It looks a bit funny here. I don't know, not patchy, but it doesn't look great. It's a bit makeup-y. Not that it doesn't accentuate my pores, but it's not pore blurring. For now, it's not going into my fine lines. Yesterday didn't really go in my fine lines on my forehead. It kind of went a bit in this deep line that I've got, and it looked really dry around my mouth. But we'll see how it goes today. So I'm gonna powder this foundation because this is the finish that it has right now. It's a luminous, radiant finish. Not greasy, but I need to set the foundation. If you want, I can show you if it can be built up a bit where I've got my redness, because I think my redness is still picking through here, and a bit on the other side. So let's see if we can build this up. So again, brush on this side. Okay, let's see. Hasn't really added more coverage. I don't know, yesterday I seemed to have got more coverage without primer or anything. I just didn't have anything on my face. Got a bit left on my finger, so I'm just gonna pat it with my finger instead of using a brush, see what happens. But I don't think, no, it's not really doing much. I don't know if you can see, but actually didn't really cover the redness here. It looks like it left a patch when I tried to build it up with a brush, so that didn't work. Let's try the sponge side. It looks a bit better on the sponge side, but it didn't seem to add much coverage. So I don't know. We'll do another test tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I will not use any primer. Maybe I'll just use my moisturizer and no primer and see. But here I didn't use any primer, it's just the moisturizer, so it kind of is building a bit, but not too much. So by the way, I've had this foundation on for 10 minutes and I'm touching my face and not much is coming off. And it feels like it sets. So now I'm gonna go ahead and powder it. But yeah, just to show you, there is a slight transfer, not too much. So this is the final check-in for today, which is the second day that I've been wearing the new KOSAS Revealer foundation. And basically it's been, you know, even yesterday and today, it's been very comfortable to wear this foundation. It's very lightweight, so it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything on my skin, which is good. It doesn't really look like too oily my skin today. Usually I get oily on my forehead and nose, and I'm quite dry, you know, around my mouth area, and normal on my cheeks kind of skin. So it's probably a tiny bit more dry, my skin, today, because it's a bit colder than yesterday. So yesterday I had a bit more shine on my forehead. I've got the light just up, so you know the reflection is just the light, is not the oil. I don't really have much oil today, as you can see. It looks a bit dry, to be honest. That could be, you know, the weather again, because it's cold. So my mouth area looks quite dry, as it did yesterday. It looks a bit broken up in my, you know, where I've got these deep lines. You know, this line here that goes from here down all the way to my lip, and then here. I did powder the foundation, just because I always do, otherwise I'm kind of thinking that it might, you know, move around. It's kind of missing a bit here on my chin as well. Then, because I use the foundation under my eyes and, you know, on my eyelids as well, because I've got a lot of discoloration there, and I just didn't, I just couldn't be bothered to use a concealer. So I thought I might just use the foundation as a concealer, just to see. And as you can see, it's settled a bit in the fold of my eye, little bit. Hopefully you can see it. I can. And then under here, I don't know how to make you look at it. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a bit of settling here. Put the Hey Gorgeous face primer on this side of the face, but I don't see any difference between the primed and non-primed. side, and that is kind of why I don't really have face primers. I don't use them because I don't see the point. I don't see much difference in in the result of the makeup lasting longer or stuff like that. So I just bought these face primers just because it's got really nice ingredients in it. It's more like a lotion or moisturizer rather than a face primer, in my opinion. So just wanted to show you the foundation. Third day today. I've just applied my tinted moisturizer, Hey Gorgeous, with SPF 20. So that's the only thing I've got on my skin, and as you can see, I've got the foundation dotted on my face. So I'm gonna maybe just do this side with the Eco Sponge tool that I used yesterday as well. Let's try with fingers today. I haven't done this yet, so we'll see what happens with the fingers. So I've done one layer of this foundation, and I've blended it with my fingers here. This is the sponge side. So the sponge, it applies very sheer coverage. Well, not very, but like sheer to light coverage with one layer, because it soaks up quite a bit of product. On this side is a bit more coverage. So instead of sheer to light, like this side, on this side is light to medium with the fingers. And I find, I don't know if you can see, I'm in natural light here, but on here doesn't look too good up on the eyebrow. I don't know if it's me not blending it well, but it looks like I've got one big pore here that is not taking the foundation. But on my nose, the pores are not really showing on this side. They are showing a bit more on this side. Don't know if you can see it. So yeah, this is how it's looking. It's not settling in my fine lines yet, but I've just applied it. I've tried not to put too much where I've got my deeper lines, so hopefully it won't settle in there. Maybe I'll try and build it up on this side, because I feel like this has more coverage. So I've pumped just a little bit of foundation here on my finger, and we'll build this up here, like mainly on this side. Didn't really cover that much. As you can see, the redness is still peeking through. So this is the foundation that KOSAS in natural lighting, standing in front of the window. So I only powdered my nose, a bit on the forehead, and I've put a bit of bronzer, around here, my forehead, and I powder my chin as well, but I didn't powder too much on my forehead, so it looks a bit shiny. It doesn't look very oily at all for now. It's been 3 hours, so I wouldn't really expect that. I did a lot of expressions with my forehead when I was putting my mascara on. I tend to do that when I'm putting mascara, so these lines are quite deep, or they are quite visible. Otherwise, it looks good for now. It didn't really go into my deep lines that much. So yeah, this is how it's looking. We'll see you later for the final check-in after 10 hours. So this is the last check-in for the day, and I've had this foundation for more than 12 hours now. But this foundation looks a bit better than yesterday, probably because I didn't powder too much. It still looks a bit dry around my mouth, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday. And I've lost a bit of coverage because I was wearing a mask for like only 10 minutes today, so I've lost coverage on my chin a bit. I don't think it's extremely long wearing, that's my feeling. It's an okay foundation, it's not my favorite. It is a bit better than, I like it more than the concealer, but not as much as other foundations that I've got, like the Hey Gorgeous foundation. You know, that's really nice foundation. It lasts me all day long, and it looks better than this one by the end of the day. It doesn't really dry, you know, it doesn't look dry around my skin, and you know, that foundation looks pretty good once you powder it. Even if I use quite a bit of powder, which I usually do, especially where I've got oil coming through. It does really well with powder, that one. This one, I feel like when you, well, I've noticed when you basically powder it, it just starts to look dry. So basically, I think in general, this foundation may work for younger skin, you know, if you don't have too many fine lines. And if you don't have extremely dry skin, then I think this foundation could work for you. If you have oily skin, you probably just need to, you know, use mattifying primers and setting sprays and all of that. That's my opinion. So I guess you should just try a sample, you know, if you can get hold of a sample. And I actually am selling samples of this foundation on my eBay shop. So I'll leave the link below if you're interested. Obviously, I've only got this shade, so if you are around my skin tone, I suggest you try the sample first. So today is the 4th day of trying the new KOSAS foundation. And I basically only got, on my face I've only got the Fit Glow Beauty Day Essence. I just want to try this foundation again with just that and nothing else, and just to show you how it looks with the brush. This is the side without foundation, which has redness around here and lots of sunspots, freckles, moles, whatever. I'll try and build it up on this side before I do the other side. I've got a bit of foundation left. This is one pump, so kind of, you know, using half pump for half of my face. And the other half to build this up. So this is the side that I've built up. So it's got like 2 layers in this area of foundation. This is the side without foundation. So you can see still redness showing through, not too much. It's a bit more like a light to medium now that I've built it in this area. So I'll do the other side and I'll come back. So just finished applying the foundation with the brush, and I noticed that I didn't probably blend too well the foundation on here, you know, on my upper lip, because it was looking quite cakey. So I had to go in and blend with the brush again to get a better effect. So now it looks better. The shade is okay as well, you know, matches my skin tone pretty well for winter time. So it's been about 4 hours and a half now that I've got the KOSAS foundation, and I can actually do a check-in just, you know, with the last ray of daylight that I've got left for the day. So this is how the KOSAS foundation is looking like. It's looking pretty good, I would say. I did powder, which I never really do. I did powder my eyelids, and it did crease a little bit in my eye fold, so I'm just looking at the mirror here. It seems like today is better than the other days. But we'll see you again in a few hours when it's like 10 plus hours. So this is the last check-in of the 4th day, almost 12 hours, very close, like 5 minutes to the 12 hours. I must say today is actually looking a lot better than all of the other 3 days that I've had this foundation, tested this foundation for. So I don't know if it's because I use the Fit Glow Beauty Day Essence. It could be that. So, you know, I find this foundation a bit finicky and controversial, because it really depends on the stuff, I think. Well, in my experience at least. I don't know what you guys, you know, if you've tried this foundation, what you think, what your experience has been. But it's a bit of a mixed bag for me, because it seems like it's changing each time I apply something different to my skin underneath the foundation, which doesn't really happen with the other foundations that I've got. Like today, I don't find it's really too dry around my mouth like the other days that I've tested this foundation. Yes, I did lose a bit of coverage on my chin and on my nose, because I had to blow my nose. I've got allergies like 365 days a year. I'm allergic to life, like I say. So yeah, it's just that I had to blow my nose, so obviously, you know, I am missing a little bit of foundation, and I had to wear a mask for quite a while, like a good hour and a half today. So it's kind of looking much better, you know. I applied bronzer, I did powder on my forehead and my nose, and my chin as well, because of having to wear the mask. Please let me know if you've tried this foundation, what you think about it. You know, what kind of things, what's your skin like, you know, do you have dry skin or more like mine, and what do you use? Do you use just the foundation by itself, and what's the method of application that you use? I'm still gonna use this foundation because the color is a good match, and it doesn't look like makeup-y like the other days, and it's really lightweight, which I really like, because I don't feel like, I feel like I've got nothing on my skin. I've basically got some swatches coming up, photos of swatches of this foundation and my other foundations that I use, so just keep an eye on that. It's coming up. See you all in my next videos. Bye.